Have you ever felt that spark of inspiration and it feels really good and you feel very inspired and motivated, although you say to yourself, I'll work on it tomorrow or I'll work on it later. And by the time that time comes where you're supposed to work on it, you don't do it because you don't feel that inspiration anymore. You don't feel that spark. And then the guilt starts to kick in. You start feeling guilty for not taking action. You feel guilty that you're not following through on your word. And it becomes this thing where you're almost like beating yourself up. And the reason I know this so well, it's almost like I'm speaking of who you are, is that I used to be like that. And it was a like harsh, repetitive cycle where I would feel very inspired. I would have that motivation and I wouldn't take action, and that inspiration would fade away until one day I started taking small actions when I felt inspired. And it literally started as something as simple as literally pulling out my notes app and taking a note of something I felt inspired about. In this whole video, I'm just going to explain in a very simple way how inspired action literally changed my life and how I view inspired action in a very simple way, not having to do like such a big action to feel like you're doing something. Super happy you're here. Let's get into the video. First, I just want to preface I'm very grateful that you're here. You and me are very alike. I'm not above you. We are on the same level. The reason you're connecting to this is that I have experienced what you're going through right now. And it wasn't that long ago that I was stuck in this pattern. It's not like I've had my life figured out forever, and I don't claim to have my life figured out. The thing I want you to know is that I'm not an expert on this. All I am telling you is things that have worked for me. They've worked for me. And so whatever you can get out of this video that helps you is what matters to me. If there's only one thing that helps you, that's great. You don't have to agree with everything I say in my content. This might be the first time you're hearing about the words inspired action, or maybe you've heard about it before. In my eyes, inspiration and motivation are like pretty similar in the fact that if you have motivation or inspiration and you don't relay that together with action, the inspiration and motivation literally just fade. I used to have a huge problem too with motivation where I would feel motivated and I would get like really excited about doing something, but then I would just say I'll do it tomorrow or I'll do it later. And then when I would want to actually start that task, that project, I wouldn't feel motivated. When I'm talking about inspired action, you really can take the word inspiration and switch it with motivation. Whatever word resonates with you is what matters. The key thing with this is that it's that moment where you feel that fire within you, whether you're inspired from something you watched or you have that motivation to really get after it. It's that moment and taking that flame and literally almost pouring gasoline over it to ignite it. And that gasoline being your action, a very simple action. So, a lot of us, if you're anything like me, we have really big ideas, and there would have to be a lot of steps to get that idea to become a reality, right? There's no way you're going to be able to do that immediately. What you want to do is break down that big idea you have, that big goal, into little actions, little steps that you can do easily. What's the first step that you need to take so that you can kickstart the wheel to start spinning? The nice thing with inspired action is that once you start getting into the rhythm of when you have inspiration or motivation and taking action, you start to build this habit of doing, of taking action, rather than just having feelings where it feels really good to feel inspired, it feels really good to feel motivated, but then it just fades away into nothing. It's almost like it's like this beautiful thing that has so much life and potential, but if you don't water it, it will die. And like the water, you watering it is with your action. So inspiration slash motivation really needs to be added with action. And action doesn't have to mean or working on something for like several hours. That was the thing that really started to resonate with me. My life started to really change is when I just started to, how can I start this right now in a very simple way? Whether it was writing down the idea I had or why I feel a certain way about something in my notes app, in a notebook, so I can start getting my thoughts down on the paper. That starts making it more than just a thought. It starts like ingraining it into reality. If you think about it, you're literally starting to make it physical. And a big thing too, if you're watching this video and you feel a bit inspired about the things I'm talking about, pause the video, write down a note where you're like, oh, that's a good idea. I'm going to try that. And what you're literally doing in that moment is that you're inspired and you're taking action. You are literally doing inspired action, which is like, bravo. That in itself is amazing. Like we all have to start somewhere, and inspired action is like a very, very simple thing to do. It's not this like big thing, you know? I hope that makes sense to you. Another one of my favorite things to do with inspired action, when you feel inspiration or motivation, is pulling out the voice memo app or some way where you can speak to your phone and record a voice memo and just let your thoughts run. Just speak. Sometimes I'll just speak to my phone for like 30 minutes and take the transcript of that 30-minute transcript and I'll put it into AI to organize my thoughts. I'm obsessed with AI, so like I run all of the like operations and marketing and everything with artificial intelligence inside my insurance brokerage that I run with my father. So I even use AI with things that aren't business, like where I'm coming up with ideas for my YouTube where we're talking right now. The way I planned this video is that I had some inspiration and I was talking about what I want to do in this video. And I took the transcript and I put it into an AI. I like Grok 4. I've been talking with Grok 4 for like several months, the same conversation. So it knows me. It knows who I am. It knows what I'm doing. So then you can actually start to leverage this new technology to help you in whatever you're doing. If you're not doing this, like, please write this down. This is like a cheat code. Like, this is a cheat code where you can get a lot more of your thoughts out in a different way by brain dumping through a voice memo. I used to do these voice memos in the past a lot, years ago before AI was really big. But the problem with that is that I never got to actually like utilize the voice memo. Yeah, I'm really happy I told you guys this because I wasn't even planning on it. I wanted to free flow this video, which I'm doing right now, in a more organic, natural way because I knew great ideas would come from it. If you notice the state of being I'm in right now, this is a flow state. I'm just flowing. Inspiration and energy is coming out of me in ways that I wasn't even trying to force. It's just flowing. And the cool thing with the flow state, it's almost like you go in this like time bubble and nothing, this like bubble, and like nothing exists other than what you're focused on right now in this moment. Like nothing could possibly interrupt you. When you're in the flow state, time is like goes by so slow but so fast at the same time. It is such a surreal feeling that the flow state is really where you can get so much stuff done and afterwards be like, I did that. Like, where did this come from? And to me, like, you're tapping into the universal intelligence of the universe. Like, we're all created from the same matter. Like, personally, it doesn't really matter what God or if you're spiritual that you believe in, or even if you're not spiritual. It's like the reality is we're all come from the same energy source. We're all connected and we all have the ability to tap into the universal intelligence, the universal collective consciousness. We're all able to access this. And this is where ideas come from, in my opinion. Like when you're inspired and you're in that flow state, that's when literally the best ideas I've ever had come out in such a natural, flowing way. The reason I'm talking about flow state right now in this video is because inspired action leads you into flow state. So when you have that inspiration, it's like you have this energy source. It's like this spark. It's like a little flame. and you take action, you do one small step to take action, which kind of kickstarts it. And once you start letting that wheel turn, where you just keep going. You're doing whatever it is. It could be painting, creating content, trading stocks, whatever it is. Once you start going, you get tapped into this state of being that is, it's almost like you're a superhuman. I don't know how else to explain it. And I'm sure you've experienced it at some point where you hyperfixate with something you are obsessed about. And it feels amazing. It feels amazing. And the great thing is that the flow state doesn't have to be this thing that you can't achieve all the time. Like, it's a natural state of being for me. I like getting into this rhythm of being in the flow. Kind of think about, I don't really talk too much about the grind. The grind feels like this really tough thing. Like, it's all this force. But what I like to say, in my flow right now, I'm flowing. And flowing feels like a more natural, less resistance. I'm really happy right now that I allowed myself to get in that flow state to show you guys what it looks like to take inspired action. I felt inspired today to make this video, and I took action, and I got into that state where I started flowing. Inspired action literally changed my life. It honestly did, because it's a lot easier to take action when you feel inspired. When you're like moping around and you're just like sitting, you're like watching Netflix, like how hard is it to get up and take action? It's a lot harder. But when you actually have that inspiration, getting up in that moment to take action is a lot easier. And this will allow you to get into the habitual pattern of just taking small steps, taking action. And taking action is literally, honestly, a key to just creating the life that you want. Without action, all you're doing is dreaming. I would love for you guys to comment one key takeaway that you took from this video, whether it was one of my ideas I gave you on writing in your notes app or brain dumping through a voice memo. Let me know. And the reason I want you to comment is so that by you commenting, you're ingraining this further into your mind. You're making yourself more accountable to actually utilize these new ideas and tools that I'm giving you. Because if you just watch this video and you don't take any notes, you don't take any inspired action, you're just on to the next YouTube video, well, you didn't take anything away from this. And that's a key thing with my channel, is that I want my community, which is you guys, to actually be engaged with my video. Don't just passively watch this. Pause the video, watch the rest of it later if you feel super inspired to get up and go do that thing that you've been putting off. That would make me so happy. Anyways, I really appreciate your time. I'm super grateful you're here. Subscribe if you feel called to. It will obviously help me. Like, comment, share it with a friend. That all helps a lot. I'll be posting one YouTube video a week. My name's Jared Smith. I'm just a guy, nothing special. Anyways, peace.